Hey guys, just a quick reminder before the video starts, this is not a subjective tier list, this is completely objective. If you do end up disagreeing, please change your opinion to match mine. Thanks guys. The potato is just the most iconic crop, or one of the most iconic crops in Stardew Valley, and I would say even real life. I personally love it. It's an amazing crop, it's great for profit, it grows quickly and sells for a lot. You can also get multiple potatoes from a single potato plant, and you can get even more profits. It's just an amazing all-around crop. Probably my favorite spring one. I don't know why I prefer it over strawberries. It's obviously worse for money. It's kind of just like the nostalgia, you know, the first crop I really went all in on and like planted like 100 of them and really regretted watering them. Green bean. I pretty much plant literally one of these guys for the community center and then never again, because I remember my first farm where I really started playing with a friend. We planted like a little row of them and they were really annoying to water, and they made like barely any money. So I don't really like green beans. They're not the worst crop, but I don't think they're very useful. It's like you use them for community center once, maybe you ship them a couple times for the achievement, but then you just never touch them ever again, which is kind of, you know, I mean, I guess you need it and it's kind of necessary, but maybe it's all D tier from me. Garlic is kind of a useless crop. I don't think I've ever planted it to make money. The only reason it's getting a mildly decent tier is because you can get 5 golden walnuts from planting 10 of it on Ginger Island. That's gonna be a solid A tier for me purely off that, because golden walnuts are so annoying to find. Ancient fruit is an amazing crop. I've gone all in on it. I've planted fields of thousands of it on Ginger Island and on my main farm, and I still adore this crop. You know, I didn't enjoy harvesting 1,000 of them at a time, but they make crazy money in raw form. I've never really gone with raw form, but I assume they still gonna make pretty decent money. I normally go all in on wining. I've set up like 12 sheds on my main farm purely just for wining ancient fruit. That does get a little annoying after a while, but it's still an amazing crop, great for money, and you know, they're not insanely difficult to find. You know, you can get one in the mines from bugs or just get lucky fishing like I normally do, but anyways, that's a clear S tier from me. Next up is kale, another iconic spring crop. I believe it's the best crop either for experience in spring or experience per watering. I think it's like the best experience for how many crops you plant. I don't know. It's good for experience. That's all I know. I don't know, some min-maxer can correct me in the comments down below. So I don't hate it. I never really planted for money, normally just because it's kind of satisfying to harvest those crops with a scythe, if you know what I mean. It's gonna be a solid C tier. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of it. Eggplant, well, it looks like a it's not really that useful. I'm not really a huge fan of it. I think we're gonna drop it in the D tier for no reason in particular. Next up is the poppy. This is one of those flowers that I always forget about, and I think it's probably the worst looking out of the flowers if you're going for a purely aesthetic purpose. So, I don't know, I think it's a good gift for Penny, and you need it for the community center, maybe? I think you need one for the community center. I'll put something up on screen if I'm correct. I'm gonna drop that into probably a solid F tier. No, not a solid tier. F tier is the worst tier. Star fruit, or as I like to affectionately refer to it as ancient fruit, but not for lazy people. I believe star fruit is technically better than ancient fruit for money, at least when wining, but it's just so annoying to replant. I always go with ancient fruit. But star fruit wine does sell for an absurd amount, and even if you age it, I wouldn't recommend aging for money, by the way. It is definitely not worth it. It makes like 30 gold per day if you're doing iridium quality, so don't age iridium wine if you want money. It's terrible if you want money quickly. But, you know, ignoring the aging rant, I think it's a solid S tier crop. I really like it, to be honest. Next up is the poppy. I hate this one so much because there's multiple different colors you can get. And then with those colors, you can get multiple different qualities. So it's so annoying for chest organization. My chest gets so cluttered. I need to have like multiple chests purely just for poppies. Or not poppies, this guy. I don't remember his name. I'm not even gonna put it up on screen. You'll never know either. I'm gonna put it in a solid F tier because purely the organization reasons. And wow, it seems like I really hate flowers. Dang. Next up is melons. I definitely like melons. They're good for summer crop. However, they do of course pale in comparison to the blueberry, as you know, most min-maxers would tell you. Of course, since the best reason for blueberries is you can jar all of them. That's obviously a joke. Or is it? You'll never know. Anyways, we're gonna drop a B here. Just gotta spread a little bit of misinformation in a video. Gotta definitely do that. I hate corn. You want to know why I hate corn? It's such an oddly specific reason. It just does not make any sense, to be frank. But I have a very specific memory of planting a bunch of crops, I think in summer, and I planted mixed seeds and got corn, and I'm like, okay, well, corn is kind of planted in an ugly spot. It doesn't really match my other crops, right? So I wasn't a huge fan because I was kind of interested in aesthetics, just a little bit. And then it turned to fall. I'm like, okay, all my crops are gonna die. And I go out and the corn is still alive in their stupid locations. And you know, for whatever reason, I literally just did not want to break the corn because it's like unsatisfying breaking a crop because I was kind of a normie player back then. Nowadays, I'll tear through hundreds of ancient fruit just to like mildly convenience myself. But it's going to be an F tier for me, purely for that reason. Sunflower. There's just one thing that instantly hops into my mind. Is there any reason to actually go Joja Mart in Stardew Valley? Yep, no. Shiny Dew crop, F tier. Strawberries, amazing. Spring crop. You get them at the festival, of course, and they're great money in spring year one. They're pretty expensive, 100 per, but they make them themselves back in one harvest, and they actually get 2 harvests. So it's definitely worth it. It's also good year 2 in spring. I normally save a couple of strawberries just so I can seed maker them the next year and I don't have to wait till the festival. So a solid A tier for me, you know, not really on the level of these 3 gods, but still pretty solid. Now this is either a beet or rhubarb. I think it's a rhubarb. And I've never planted these. I don't think you use them in a single quest. And I literally almost forgot these crops existed. Solid F tier. Pumpkin. I adore this crop. It's really good for fall money. I kind of prefer it over cranberries because I can jar all the pumpkins and I can't jar all the cranberries. That might give you a little bit hint on whether or not I was lying about the melons, of course. And honestly, a solid S tier. I'm a big fan of melons. Then we have freaking bok choy. I don't think anyone's ever planted bok choy before. And then I know for a fact I'm gonna say that, and then in the comments there's gonna be like ardent bok choy defenders typing paragraphs that I will simply not read about how it's like technically the best gold per day in the game. Blech. No, you know what? I've just invented a fictional character and made myself hate them. So they're going in an F tier purely because of that fictional character. Hate you, fictional character. Next up we have coffee. I don't bother growing it. I just buy it. But you know, since I respect the people that do grow it. It's a solid C tier for me. Next up, we have Summer Spangle, another flower. I think you use it in like the community center maybe, so I guess it'll get a C tier. I don't know. I might even be wrong. I'm basing my decision purely off me thinking it's in the community center. I'm not even sure. So if it's not, just like, I don't know, mentally lower it 1 in your head. You can fact check it if you'd like. I'll put it up on screen maybe, if I feel like it. Next up, we have Yam. I think this is another bok choy situation. I guess we're gonna drop it on the F tier because there's probably another ardent yam defender, and parsnip, the OG crop. I definitely like parsnips. You know, I get 5 free ones, and you know, free's a pretty dang good. Because you know, everyone always says there's free is a good price. That's something everyone says, definitely. We're gonna move away from my terrible speaking skills. Put in a B tier. Red cabbage. Oh my god, I cannot stand red cabbage. I've had multiple runs, almost get screwed over, including my 100 Days of Stardew Valley. Although it was kind of like an epic conclusion when I got it from the Serpent, so that was nice. So I guess a C tier, but it's really annoying. Make sure you save, or make sure you check the traveling cart so you actually get one, and also. Make sure you put a scarecrow next to it so you don't lose it to a crow like I did, because that was very embarrassing. And next up, this is another like that blue flower situation, so instant F tier. Not even going to defend myself that much. I just hate it so much. Next up, blueberries. Everyone loves blueberries. Everyone knows a blueberry. So I think it's probably, I'd say, the best summer crop for money, definitely. Especially if you have jars, you can jar all them. We're going to drop it solidly in the F tier. Because it's really good for money, and I think you should definitely plant some for sure. Next up, we have the beet. Yeah, this is definitely beets because you place them in the mayor's fridge for that one quest, and then you get the casino and you get to gamble. So I love gambling. So I think we're gonna go ahead and drop this bad boy directly into the A tier because it unlocks gambling, and everyone loves gambling. Next up, we have the cauliflower, which is basically just potato but worse. That's just kind of how I view it in my head. That might not really be an accurate description, but straight off the bat, we're gonna get it C tier. It's for like if you jar during summer, but like who the heck jars during spring year 1? Next up, we have the Shane marriage crop. Hey, the next one is also Shane marriage crop because he loves this and also loves beer, which you make from wheat. So I don't know, I'm not really a huge fan of Shane, so that's gonna be an instant F tier for both of them. Next up, we have grapes. I swear you like found this on bushes. Oh no, you grow them. I'm thinking of blackberries. I mean, I've never planted them in my life. I don't think you need it for the community center. F tier definitely for me. Then we have like green cylinder. Don't remember the name. If I can't remember the name of crop, it probably sucks. Instant F tier. Next up, we have tulip. I mean, this is actually a pretty nice looking flower. I think this would look good if you're like an aesthetic player, not really like me, but like you like decorating your farm very well. I don't know. I probably saw a few of them like when I was touring Lishat's farm. Instant S tier for that. Amaranth you give to Marnie, and Marnie is sometimes not at her shop, which makes me hate Amaranth. Instant F tier. Next up is tomatoes. I love tomatoes in real life. Never planted them in game. I've added a new tier called I Would Eat IRL. I don't really care that like I'd probably eat potatoes IRL, but I just love tomatoes. They're delicious. I think I'm gonna have a few after I finish recording this. Pretty excited about that. Then next up we have hops. I love hops because they're great energy in year 1. You can just chuck down like 10 or 20 of those and they'll give you pretty much all the energy you need for a while. They don't give you great health, but energy plentiful. So solid A tier for me. They're you don't want an S tier. I really do like energy. Then we have cranberries, blueberries, but uglier. Instant F tier from me. Or no, sorry, instant S tier. Then we have the sweet gem berry and the other sweet gem berry. So this sweet gem berry, since it's first, it's gonna be an instant S tier, and then this guy, you know what? No, I can't even jokingly say that. Sweet gem berries are not good. They like I've seen some people set up like huge fields of them, but like then you lose half your profits to seed makering them, so it's definitely not worth it money wise. And like sure, you can get like a $5,000 crop from iridium variants, but other crops are just better money. So instant F tier. And then this one's a copycat of this one, so instant F tier here. And I've never seen this crop in my life. Where did this come from? If you like this video, check out this video on screen where I rank all of the farms. Okay, bye.